Next. Next.
Next will be Dr. SIDDHARAM. Plan your research. What starts well, that only ends well. Over to you, Dr. SIDDHARAM.
Good morning. Thank you for Dr. Arvind sir for giving the opportunity to talk and plan your research. Plan your research. What starts well, that only ends well. Okay, before planning any research, you have to have pre-planning, which begins with idea, with candid discussions, and to set the investigate the issue. And there are two important points you have to consider while planning the research. It should be time frame and budget which plays important role in research work. What is the primary function of research plan? It will guide research throughout the project. And why you have to write the research plan? It outlines your aims and objectives of the research and justification for doing the work, and what are the researches needed, and what you are going to do at the end of the research. And these are the elements of research plan. Okay, it may be varies from one research to the other's research, and varies from steps to steps. What you have to know first when you are doing the research, in the first step is have to mention the title of the research plan. It should be clear, accurate, concise and unambiguous, and should indicate content and purpose of the study. And title of the research is very important because we are going to mention everywhere whenever presenting the conferences and presentations. And this title should be short and memorable. Abstract of the study, which is synopsis of proposed project, it should be less than 1 page. It should not be more than 1 page, and it should include objectives and methods of your research plan. And this is very important because whenever audiences will read the abstract, then they will go through the total manuscript, which helps even you will get funding of the research. Whenever writing, the important part of the research is rationale of the research. Why you want to do, and is it relevant to the present scenarios, and what is the importance of your research. Aim of the research is high level statement what you are going to achieve after at the end of the research, and objective is more specific and focused, and it should be measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. You can remember as a SMART. And hypothesis, you have to mention it, what you are going to generate and test the hypothesis. It serves the planning, collecting, analyzing data and reporting the findings. And whenever we are going to submit research plan for ethical committee or finance or anything, before getting the idea of what you are going to decide about the project, you have to go to the research review, literature review. It helps to familiar with key issues at present, and what is the gap between the old research and publications. You can collect not only research papers, it may be also from national or local or organization policy documents. And the heart of research plan is research design and methods. You should describe the methods, technique used, if appropriate, and you have to use the collect, analyze the data, what you are going to do it. There is methods will different from each research plans. Is it your research is experimental, then you have to divide the participant into test group and control group. In survey, there is you are going to collect the large amount of data. Is it a content analysis? And focus group means you have to group discussion facilitated by moderator. And observational research collects data through the observation in natural setting, because most of the time when you are conducting like refractive error or anything in school groups. And in methods and methodology, you have to mention about what you are going to achieve, what is the limitation of the study. Sample of the study is very important, because once you get the results, you are going to generalize the results and for general population. That is why adequate sample size is very important. And even though you have to mention the how you are going to collect the data, process, store, document, and it's very important in the mentioning the research plan. And before conducting any research, if animals or human beings are involved, you have to get ethical committee clearance from the institute or associations, and you have to mention what are the hurdles, what are the risk involved, ethics involved, and you have to get consent before conducting any research. Another part of research is timetable. You have to mention, and you have to mention timetable such a way that it should be realistic, achievable timetable. And if it is delayed, and what you are going to achieve and how to overcome this time. And it helps how long will take each step of your research plan. And most of the time you can use a project timeline in diagrammatic plan such as Gantt chart, which helps time bounded line or bar enable to see at a glance which task should be done in order to complete the project on scale. At the end of the research, what you are going to do it, how you are going to disseminate these results. Sometimes these results we are going to present in the conferences or as a publication to help the society or to any manufacturer companies or drugs or whatever instruments. You have to highlight in your research plan. And whenever you are doing any plan, there will be hurdles, that risk assessment. Okay, it may be time scales. For example, in COVID, this research would have delayed. And how to overcome this, you have to mention in this research plans. And another part of this research plan is budgets. Sometimes this budget, if you are not planned, we can in between sometimes we have to stop your research. Okay, before writing the plans, what are the resources and cost involved, you have to mention that. You have to like stop cost, which include the salaries, overhead resources, equipments involved in doing the research, materials like printing and travel for any meetings, and publication cost at the end of the project. And at the end, how you are going to evaluate this project? It may be feedback from stakeholders, usage statistics, or peer reviews. And research plan, when you are writing, you have to have some references. It should be from the website or documents, and this helps to checking the accuracy and completeness of your project plan whenever submitting for ethics or funding agencies. And at the end, you have to attach needed supplementary information like questionnaires or interview schedule, any other documents to support your research. And further, you have to consider sometimes to get opinion from your colleague, which can give constructive criticism, which helps to your improve the research plan and successful outcome of the project. Finally, take time to reflect on overall proposal at the end. Ultimately, what you are going to meet aims and objective, answer the research question, important in this aspect. Conclusion: before conducting any research, should develop a research plan which include overall purpose of the research, how to disseminate your results, which helps to finish the project on time and within budget. Thank you.
Excellent presentation, Dr. SIDDHARAM. So, means for the sake of residents, how they need to plan their research, keeping in mind a very good publication in the long run.
Okay, you have to go through literature review and identify what is the gaps in previous researches or studies or publications. So you have to identify the gap and plan according to that, which should be new to the public or society, or that according to that plan subject.
Thank you.